Okay, awesome. Doa, are we ready to begin?
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining our copy editing training. Um,
Oh, yes, sure, perfect. Okay, so we are going to kick it off. Yes, and just kind of to reiterate what Doa said, my name is Lillian Jones. I'm the Senior Managing Editor at SPR, Spanish and Portuguese Review. Thank you so much for coming to our training today on copy editing. I hope you find today's training valuable, connect with some other associate editors at SPR, and learn a lot. So I'm going to hand it over now to Doa. She would like to introduce herself.
Hello everybody. My name is Doaa Serag. Doaa is how you pronounce my name, but if it's too difficult, it's okay. You can call me Doaa. I'm Egyptian and I have two affiliation in Temple University. I'm a PhD candidate, and I'm also a teaching assistant in Helwan University in Egypt. And I'm the managing editor of the copy editing team in SPR. So after this copy editing training, if you decide to become an associate editor and work in my team, you will be working with me throughout the fall semester. Okay? Okay, so to give you an overview of Spanish and Portuguese journal, Lillian will, I will hand it to Lillian. We can't hear you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, just really briefly, in case you're not familiar with the journal, SPR, Spanish and Portuguese Review, is the annual graduate student journal of the American Association of Teachers of Spanish and Portuguese. So maybe some of you all are members of this great organization, maybe not yet. The acronym is AATSP. So SPR, Spanish and Portuguese Review, is a graduate student journal, and we publish original unpublished manuscripts on culture, film, linguistics, literature, pedagogy, second language acquisition, translation, a wide swath of areas connected to the study or teaching of Hispanic and Lusophone languages and cultures. We invite quantitative, qualitative, mixed methods of research. We publish more traditional articles. We do linguistics and literature and culture. We also really encourage the submission of interviews, response articles, and book and tool reviews. So if you're interested in reviewing a book or a tool, a technology tool that maybe you've used in the classroom, we would love to accept those as well. SPR started in 2015. We have 8 issues currently available. We're working on volume 9 right now. And our team is so awesome because the SPR team is mostly run by graduate student volunteers. So we are all grad students leading the team. Our editor, the editor of the journal, Stacy Johnson, she's faculty. She is a PhD faculty. And we have a faculty editorial board, which helps provide us guidance and does a lot of interviews with us and stuff. To help provide you all resources. But it's pretty much all grad run and graduate student authors. So I love that. That's all I'm going to say out loud, but I am going to put a few links in the chat about how you can follow us on social media and access our YouTube channel, which has a lot of great content on there too. So that is SPR in a nutshell. Thanks, back to you, Doa.
Oh, thank you so much, Lillian. So I'm gonna take a moment now for each trainee to introduce yourself, sharing your name and your academic background. And to do that, I am going to divide you into breakout rooms. I know I assume all of us, if not most of us, if not all of us, are graduate students. So it's great to make connections and to get to know each other. So here is a fun question that I like. If you would like to be a superhero, what would your superpower be? Okay, can we share the answer in the breakout room, please?
Okay, do I have the rooms prepared? So I have groups of 3 and we'll be in rooms as well. And so we'll do this for about 3 to 4 minutes, make sure everyone gets a turn. In the chat, I posted our prompt. So just a quick introduction and then what superhero would you be and why? We have our groups of 3 ready. And like I said, 3 to 4 minutes. Doa, is it okay if I open these rooms?
Yes, sure. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
all right, good luck. Okay, so it looks like, thanks for sharing everyone and playing along with us. It looks like we're all back from the breakout room. So Doa's gonna go ahead and keep us moving forward. Oh, you're on mute. Sorry, Doaa. Okay, here we go.
So in today's agenda, I will walk you through the training objectives of this training, and then we will try to discuss the role of copy editing, and in the what is the importance of your role as an associate editor and an SPR, and how this role contribute to the process of polishing an article to get to the final step, which is publishing the article. Walk you also through the SPR's copy editing process and give you a clear overview of what you expect if you decide to volunteer with us and become an associate editor in my team. We will also discuss some best practices for effective and smooth copy editing. We will address some grammar and how to address some common grammar and style errors. And I will, by then, I will try to do some live editing. I will provide you with 3 examples. I will edit them in front of you. And after doing that, I will divide you like what just we did right now. I will divide you into breakout rooms into 3 groups. Each group will have an example to edit, right? To follow the instructions, follow the checklist instructions, and edit these examples. And the final thing is the question and answers. Okay. So to gain a comprehensive understanding of the essential role of copy editing, I believe we have some misconceptions, as some people have some misconceptions between the peer review and the copy editing and the proof reading. These are 3 different steps, so it can be confusing to understand the meanings of certain words we use in publishing. So let's talk about 2 important steps in the process: the copy editing and the proofreading. The copy editing happens right after the author has made the main revisions to the writing. When the first step is the peer review, the peer reviewer, which is not going to be your role if you decide to be an associate editor, they receive the article, they read the article, and they provide the author, they decide if this article is good enough to be published or still needs some more in-depth research, right? And then they will provide the author with table of revisions. Then you, as an associate editor, you will receive the article. After that, you receive the article, you receive the table of revisions that the peer reviewer already done, and you receive a response letter from the author. You will receive these 3 things. And your job is to make sure that all the instructions that the peer reviewer mentioned in their table of revisions are followed by the author, right? So this is your first interaction, to see these 3 different documents and to start copy editing by searching for all the mistakes that you can flag or you can highlight, right? So we work on making the writing clear and easy to read. It's like polishing. Think about the copy editing process as polishing the document, polishing the article. So we ensure that all the information that is inside this article is accurate and every word does make sense, right? And then we have the proofreading, which is the final step. And in this final step, we look at any typos, any mistake. And for the copy editing, you receive the document in a Word document. But for the proofreading, it's in PDF. It's the final step prior to printing right? So let's all have like this moment and think about this question. What do you think, in your opinion, what is the importance of the copy editing step? you can share out loud your response, or you can write your response in the chat. So we're gonna have like 30 seconds to think about this question. Yes. Anna, excellent. Thank you. New eyes to read the article. We experienced that ourselves. Writing is different. Writing your own article is different from reading somebody else's article. You catch something that the author didn't catch. Exactly, exactly. This point, Eric, is extremely important. Sarah, thank you so much, Sarah. So, extremely important points. So you all have a background and know that every journal has their own specific guidelines that might be similar, but it might be different as well. Okay. So there are some abbreviations that we use in SPR, and this is very important for all of us. So once you receive the checklist that I will walk you through the checklist of the copy editing process in just a second. But we use the abbreviation ME for the managing editor of copy editing, which is my role in SPR. So whenever you see email ME, in case you find any issue or you face any difficulties, this ME means the managing editor of the copy editing, right? Associate editor of the copy editing is is your role. So if you see your job is to the job of AE is to edit this article by following all the instructions in the checklist. Who is AE? It's the associate editor of copy editing. Okay. Okay. So let's get familiarized with the SPR's copy editing process. I try to summarize them in these steps. The first step you would do as an associate editor or as a person who's thinking about becoming an associate editor in SPR is to attend training and learn copy editing procedures, which you are perfectly doing right now, right? The second step, once we receive the article from the peer review step, is that I will email you and I will send you, as I said, 3 documents. The first document has the article, the second document has the author letter, and the third document has the table of revision, the table of revisions that the peer reviewer prepared, right? And I will explain what should we do with the 3, with each one of them in just a second, right? And then we would like to compare the table and the letter to the finished work to ensure revisions are completed as expected. Like as an associate editor, you have the power to email the managing editor and tell them, I see that the author did not follow or I don't feel satisfied with the response letter of the author, and I feel like there are some important points in the table of revisions that are not followed by the author. Then we see an issue, and then I meet with you, or I meet with our managing editor, like Stacy, right? to talk about this issue. Then you should use the production checklist to add comments and track changes, as we will see in a moment, and communicate any questions or problem that you see with me. So and we will do this live. I'm gonna do this in front of you today, and you will do this in a group as well to practice the copy editing process, right? then you should send me back this the article edited within 3 weeks of receipt of the paper. If you need more time, you tell me that you need more time. Communication is vital for like a smooth process, right? And then the final step is the proofread, which we do as well, just reading everything again in a PDF document. And I believe we have a specific team for this, but we can also do this part, right? Right now we have a comprehension check, and in this comprehension check, I prepared like 5 sentences, true or false, based on what I explained right now, right? Tell me if these sentences are true or false. If false, why? If not, if you don't tell me why, I'm gonna take points from you. Okay, so the first one is, the first sentence says there is no difference between the peer review and the copy editing process. Is that true? False, false, false. Yes, it's false. Excellent. What's the second? What's the second sentence? Okay, the second one is that the associate editors cannot have access to the author's letter and the table of revisions. It's false, false. Everybody agrees that it's false. We completely have the right to have access to all the 3 documents. Yes. Perfect. So the third one is the third sentence. The associate editors must inform the managing editor if they are not satisfied with the author's response. True or false? True, correct. Finally, finally, something is true today. Okay, what's the fourth sentence? Associate editors should send back the article edited within 3 weeks from receipt. True or false? True, true, true. Good job. Okay. What's the fifth one? There is a checklist that the associate editor can use as guidance while editing an article. Is that true or false? True, 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 true. Perfect, 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 perfect. Thank you, everyone. No points will be taken from anybody. Okay, so to address common mistakes, we use this advice from Pilcher, micro editing, from the book of Pilcher that we cited at the end of at the bottom, sorry, of this slide. So when you are editing an article, you should ask yourself these questions. Is it necessary to use these 2 words, or one is enough? If you think that one is enough in this specific article, sentence, paragraph you are reading, consider highlighting this or making a comment telling the author to and telling the author about this advice. One word is enough in this one. Don't use a noun when you can use a verb. So whenever you make a suggestion to the author, consider giving them an alternative. Like, for example, if you believe that a verb is better than a noun in this sentence, give them a suggestion. What is that verb that you think is better than using a noun in this particular sentence? Minimizing adjectives and adverbs. Are they excessively using adjectives and adverbs? Don't use a pronoun when a noun would be clearer. So consider making this suggestion if you feel like it's fit in the article you are reading. Sometimes we see general words, and in this specific topic, they can use a specific word instead of. So sometimes when we think about copy editing, mistakes, grammar, spaces, we think that we're only allowed to make suggestions or to highlight mistakes when it comes to grammar or style or citation. But for the writing as well, you are completely entitled to make suggestions when it comes to writing. Are they using passive voice while they can avoid using this this passive voice? So sometimes you can see complete paragraphs that are redundant or repeated, and it's completely unnecessary, and it doesn't make an article well written. So if you see this, also consider flagging this in a comment. If you see that they are using the same expression over and over again, so I'm writing my dissertation right now in Spanish. And when I ask somebody to read for me, they would be like, existen más conectores entre párrafos, Doaa, ¿no? Entonces lo que yo hago es, en este orden de ideas, pero existen otras cosas que tú puedes utilizar, ¿no? Entonces, give them a suggestion, give them an alternative, like highlighting the where the issue is, if we're gonna call it an issue, and then give them a suggestion. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, so now to the copy editing steps. Now I'm going to walk you through the steps to copy edit an article once you receive these 3 documents that I just talked about. So we have 3 steps. The first one is the initial editing, which contains your first interaction with the article, the pre-production, and the third one is the proof review. And to do that, I am going to stop sharing my screen, right? And I'm going to share with you the checklist. I'm going to open the checklist first. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So here you have the checklist that you will have access to this checklist once we're done with this training. And if you decide to become an associate editor in SPR Journal, whenever I send you an article, I will make sure to send you this, this copy editing checklist. So for the first step, as we said, you will receive the file from the Google Drive. You can download it from the Google Drive in a Word document. And you will use track changes and comments to complete your review. So I said you will receive three documents, and the first thing you want to do before editing, before highlighting, before anything, look at the article, look at the table of revision, and look at the response to reviewer. Are you satisfied with their answers? Are you satisfied with the modifications they made? Did they follow the instructions of the peer review? You should not move to the copy editing stage until you are satisfied with this, with the response. If not, just let me or Stacy know, or let me know, and then I'm gonna take it from there, right? So for the language, you should definitely read the article and highlight any mistake that you can see, which we will be doing in a moment, right? Ask yourself, is this sent, for example, if you see an informal language, a contradiction, this is not it doesn't seem like an academic language, something weird that you are saying, that you are reading, leave a comment. Is there an awkward or unclear sentence? Flag it, please. Any language that you consider to be sexist, you consider to be ableist or other, flag it as well. Like sometimes you can see in articles an example about like blind people or disabled people, and you consider it to be ableist, please flag it. And it's very important to flag these, that we catch these type of mistakes before we move it to the publishing, right? As well, as I said, if you find any repetitive words, you definitely need to consider leaving a suggestion, right? Then you should look at the abstract, the title, and Emily, right? Is there a title? Believe it or not, sometimes you might receive an article without the title. The author had so much to do following the suggestions of the peer review that they forgot to put their title. And also, is the title accurately introduces the paper or not? The abstract accurately summarizes the paper or no, right? The author is using the MLA writing and style guiding or no, right? And to do this, I'm gonna walk you through the web page of the MLA that you should refer to at the end of this at the end of this document. Okay. So for the pre-production checklist, after doing all of these, your first interaction with the article, you should look into these things. The final title is there. The author's name is there. The author affiliation exists in the document. There is an abstract from 100 to 200 words in length, and there are up to 5 keywords. Okay, anything missing, you should leave a comment. There is an abstract of 500 words. Leave a comment and tell them to reduce it. When you look at when we talk about the final title and if the abstract accurately summarizes the article, sometimes you might think, oh, this is for the peer review. This is what we were talking about. This is the misconception between the peer review and the copy editing. As an associate editor, you're entitled to say that this summary doesn't this summary or this abstract doesn't summarize this paper and must be done again, right? For the formatting, so we receive articles in 3 different languages in SPR, Spanish and English and Portuguese, of course. And sometimes formatting is different from one language to another. And to learn about the differences between these things, I would like to refer you to the copy editing training that we did last year. Lauren did a great job explaining it in a Word document. So at the end of, if you are gonna watch this again or after this video, after this training is done, if you feel like there are some aspects of the copy editing that were not covered, I would like you to know that this copy editing training for this year and from that past year are complementing each other. So if there's something that you don't find in this training, you will find it in the other ones. So for example, in linguistic articles, sometimes there are numbers that are not consistent. I'm sorry. So flag these. Tables have been reviewed for clarity and consistency. So in linguistic articles, you will find tables that are the authors prepared themselves. So once you see them, you want to compare the table to the paragraph that is describing this table. Is the paragraph all the information that is inside this table accurately described in the paragraph, or there is misinformation? Is the table well described or no, right? And then for the citations, it's extremely important that you edit the citations both in the works cited and inside the article. Sometimes what I noticed in as an associate editor in the past and as a managing editor now, beside, like, of course, sometimes or a lot of times you will find missing information like the date of publication. For example, the book should be in italic, but you will not find it in italic. The editorial is missing. These type of mistakes that we all do. It's okay, right? But you want to make sure to highlight these using the like leaving a comment, and all the citations in SPR must strictly follow the latest MLA guidance. Okay. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to say is that sometimes there is an article that the author referred to, or a book that the author referred to inside the text, but then when you go to the works cited, you will not find this reference. If this is the case, leave for them a note or a comment where this reference is not mentioned in the work cited, or vice versa. Sometimes you will find a reference in the works cited, but it's not referred to at all inside the text, right? So you should also refer to that. You should let them know. For the footnotes, it's recommended that we don't use it, that it should be eliminated when possible. So if you feel like this footnote can be included inside the text, leave a comment for the author. Okay, some articles have images if it's a linguistic article, or if it's an article about culture or about cinema. So for these images, we also have instructions that we want to make sure that the author follow these instructions. They must provide us with permission to use these images, and permission, and the images has been sent like separately labeled, and it must be in high resolution. Okay. And the author also has provided all the appropriate references to the figures and text. So under each image, under each table, under each figure, there is a description that will describe this table or figure or image, right? For the final step, we're talking about the page proof review. We're looking at mistakes or missing information. We're looking at spaces. So basically, you're doing everything we did in these steps, but like in PDF. So sometimes from Word to PDF, the format changes, right? So you want to make sure that and as I said, we have another copy editing team that do this step very well, that are in charge of this step, but like you might want to consider doing it as well. Okay, so up until now, do we have any questions? Okay, so I'm gonna stop. Oh, the production team, exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't see that, Lillian. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now. Excuse my English, guys. I hope I explained it well. So right now I am going to go to our examples. We have some examples that we prepared for you. Okay, we have example 1, we have example 2, and we have example 3. Okay. I am going to share the screen again. Okay, here we have example 1. So this is an article that I wrote long time ago. So let's imagine that this is an article that you received. Let's have a look to it, like 30 seconds.
Can I interrupt you for a second? While people are taking the time to review it, could you zoom in a little bit, please? Just maybe so the text is a little bit bigger on the screen.
Oh, you want
not too much, but yeah, like that. That's a little bit too much, but just, yeah, I think that could be helpful.
Okay, thank you so much, Lily.
Yeah, thank you.
La enfermedad como estado de sitio para los cuervos en la zona mitad. So this is a comparison between two literary work, and an Arab and Latin American one. So I received this article now, and I'm an associate editor. What I'm going to do? Oh, I already did compare the article with the table of revisions and with the response of the author, and I highlighted if I'm satisfied or if I'm not satisfied. So let's look at comments. Oh, the article doesn't include the author's name and the affiliation. So what I do is that I add a comment here saying the article doesn't include the author's name and the author's affiliation. So with all these comments, you send it back to me. I take it and I give it to the author, and they should make sure to take every single recommendation or every single comment that you highlighted into consideration, right? The article must contain an abstract. Where is the abstract? I can't see the abstract. Where is the 5 keywords? Oh, ended the first page in here. Oh, it's not ended. So you don't just end it. No, you let them know that they should end it in here, right? So you add a comment. Oh, here I can see amenazadas sus posibilidades de ser incluso. There is a grammatical issue in here, right? Replace A with E, right? Oh, there is a space in here. There is a space. So remove space. You make a comment and you tell them to remove space. One thing that you can do is you can click on command find and to find in document and do two spaces to find all these spaces and to highlight it from the first time, right? In the article. What you can use it for a lot of things. For example, I can see here en el presente trabajo y abajo también en el presente trabajo. So there are other things or other conectores that the author can use to transition from a paragraph to another. So just considering giving them a comment. Authors should avoid repetition and look for different words to transition between paragraphs. If you are so generous to give them some suggestions, we would greatly appreciate that, right? So this is the first example. I hope it was helpful. Let's look into the second example. So in the second example here we have, so the first one was of literature. The second one is for, it's a linguistic article. So ended the first line, it's not ended in here, right? The questionnaire were administered. No, it was, right? So what I do is that I leave a comment here saying replace were with was. As we said, usually in linguistic articles, you have tables, you have images, you have charts. So what are we going to do here? I see table, but I don't see a number. So the table is not numbered. But and then when I look into the paragraph, I can't see when they say refer to table 1 or in table 1, you can see, and they start describing the information in table 1. I don't know which table is it, right? So what you do is that table number is missing. Table number is missing, right? And okay, so usually also in linguistic articles, what you see is that inside the tables, there are numbers or bullets, so they must be consistent throughout the whole table. So we can see here 3 different types, numbers, different types of bullets, right? So we tell them that bullet number are not consistent. There was something else. Okay, so we can see here that all tables are very well described by a title, right? We can see a title here, and we also can see a title here. Oh, sorry. But here we can't see a title. We only can see results, but there should be a full title, right? It was there, but I deleted it purposely. I'm very sorry, Lillian.
Okay. That's okay. Full disclosure, that's some of my unpublished work so far, just for our example purposes. So Doaa had fun messing everything up.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I did betray myself as well, missing everything in my articles just on purpose for this training. Okay, so works cited is a vital component of any article, and it's a vital component of your job as a copy as an associate editor, right? So you need to make sure to go through them, read them very carefully, and highlight any issue that you can see. So please, let's take this as an example. We can see here La vida cotidiana en el mundo moderno. Yeah, looks like a book. If I'm not sure if this is a book, this is an article, I can take it a copy and go to the ask Uncle Google, and he will tell me that this is this is a book. So book must be in italic, right? So title of the book must be in italic. I highlight this. What else I can see here? There is no date of publication. Where's the date? Title of the article must be between parentheses. I can see it here. Please make sure to review this. Okay. And then here I can see the editorial. So the editorial is missing, right? So I just this is basically your job as an associate editor. I hope that was clear. Now we're gonna divide you into 3 groups, and we have 3 different texts that are examples that we want you to edit in a group, and we can come back and you can let us know how was the process. You will have also access to the checklist to, right, Lillian? You will have access to the checklist to use it. So I hand it to Lillian from here.
Okay, yeah, sure. So this is great. Thank you, Doaa. I am just collecting the links for you all to make sure that they're all organized. So the first link I'm going to put in the chat, I'm going to link, copy link. So please do remember that once you are put into the breakout rooms, the chat will disappear. So please go ahead and click on these links and get them all set up for you for your activity. This one is the checklist. So if you could give me a thumbs up just to make sure you can access that checklist, that would be really helpful, please.
I can.
Yeah, okay. Oh, great. I love it. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Karina. Perfect. And then the second one here is the editing activities. And the way, okay, awesome. Woohoo, look at all these pulgares arriba. So the way this document is broken up, I want to give you all time to look at it together. So basically, you're going to be put into 3 breakout rooms. So the groups will be bigger, and each breakout room corresponds with example 1. So you're in breakout room 1, please review example 1. If you're in breakout room 2, please review example 2, and so on. You just need to, they're all in the same document. So I'm going to put that in here. Wait, I already did. That's there. Okay, yeah, perfect. You can access it. Excellent. So yeah, please take about 5 to 7 minutes. Doaa, how do you feel about that? 5 to 6 minutes. I know it's not much, but it is a good time for you all to foster some discussion and start to review this based on what we've just been talking about. So you can access documents. I am going to do the breakout rooms, recreate 3, include hosts. Okay, I think we're all set up, and we'll call you back in about 6 or 7 minutes. Please always use the request help feature if you have any questions or whatnot. Okay. Welcome back, Julia. Hi, Juana. Welcome back, everybody. I've been watching all your work in the document, and you all could start today. This is some great review. Thanks so much. Okay, Doaa, go ahead.
Hi again, everybody. I'm very impressed looking at your comments. You're definitely prepared. I can see that some people highlighted that there are some missing words, that the abstract length is not accurate. Where's the name of the author? Where's the affiliation? The who's? These are 2 different separate ideas that like the paragraph is not coherent. Replace case with cases, period. Wow, you're greatly doing a great job. Thank you so much. I'm really impressed, proud, and happy. Italics, 1 word, this is a repeated word. Check the capitalization in Spanish on all titles. So these all of these are things that I wrote. So it looks weird to see people, like a bunch of people editing your article at the same time, telling you, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Thank you very much, everybody. You did a great job, so I'm gonna leave it to the questions right now. If you have any questions, I'm not gonna be like, there are more mistakes that I can highlight, but I'm very sorry that I took too much time talking. So if you have any questions now, I'm here.
Yes, now is the time to ask any follow-up questions you had from your short activity. You can ask them out loud or in the chat. Enrique, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Doaa said that before, but how the process continues now? Now, if we want to join your group, how does it work?
Great. So after this training today, I'm going to send all of you the volunteering link. So if you're thinking about volunteering, you definitely should fill in the form. And I will contact you once we start this process, once we receive the article from the first step, which is the peer review. Thank you so much. That was such a thoughtful question.
There also, I'm not sure if you can see it, you may, but just a question in the chat. As acting associate editors, as copy editors, or on any associate editor team, are we still allowed to send material to the journal?
Yes, you are still allowed to send material to the journal, because still you're not the one who will decide if the article will get accepted or no. It's the peer reviewer. So you are definitely encouraged to please send an article to our journal. What else?
And how many articles are associate editors responsible?
One. Unless you want to do more. But it depends on the number. We have to. Sorry, Lillian.
No, that's true. Just to add, I think that we are kind of migrating to ask associate editors to maybe do more than one. You won't be asked to do a handful, but at least two, I think, would be something you could think about.
And you said that 3 weeks is the timeline that we have to do the copy editing, but you said that maybe we can have an extension.
Yes.
What was that about?
Like you can say, no, if the copy editing process, if you have 3 weeks, so the extension should be less than the 3 weeks, of course. Like it can't be a month, but we can discuss this in case of like there's some circumstances.
No, I'm talking 1 more week, 1 month in total. No, 3 weeks and 1 month. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I didn't understand you.
No.
Yes.
Okay, let's do. Great question. We have 2 more questions in the chat, and then we do need to wrap it up just to be respectful of everyone's time. Should we be proficient in all 3 languages?
No,
and that also segues into the next question. Proficient in all 3 languages, and are we expected to copy edit in all of these languages?
No, actually, in the I believe in the form you say what is your preferred language, I believe. And no, you don't have to be proficient in the 3 language. No, definitely no.
Great questions. Yeah, so we have 1 more minute. So you're doing such a great job, and I appreciate all these really excellent questions. So would you have any closing thoughts about what they can expect next steps? We put the volunteer form link in the chat. I'll do it again. If you haven't already filled out this volunteer form, go ahead. This basically captures your information so Doaa knows that you're interested in participating in this next volume. If you already have, she has your information. And if you're attending this training, you'll receive the follow-up, which includes the materials that you'll need, the resources that you'll need, and you'll hear from her as a potential copy editor when something comes up that you're interested in. Doaa, did I miss anything?
No, you did a great job, Lillian. Guys, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you attending today and participating. Your participation is extremely valuable for us.
Yeah. Yes, thank you everyone for coming. Great job, Doaa. Thank you so much for sharing all this great work with us. Yeah, muchas gracias. Obrigada. Thank you.